Welcome. My name is Sarah Jane, and I'm the Gallery and Program Director for the Port Angeles Fine Arts Center. Today I'd like to invite you to join me for a casual walk through one of my favorite places, Webster's Woods Sculpture Park, which is 5 acres of second growth Olympic forest and an ever-changing collection of over 100 artworks that have been added over the past couple decades. One of my favorite things about the sculpture park is that, unlike the neutral white cube of a traditional gallery, here the artwork exists in this dynamic setting. It nestles down into the earth. It rises high in the tree canopy. The pieces appear and disappear and reappear as we move through the woods. And that subtle, nuanced relationship between the art and its environment is so different. And I think it helps us understand the art differently, and I think it helps us notice different things in the natural world as well. When I walk these trails, I still remember the first time that I came here, walking up through the woods and looking around and just being really taken with the magic of this place, the sense of discovery, feeling like it's a little bit otherworldly and that you never knew what could be around the next bend in the path. I think that it takes us back to a more childlike, curious way of looking at the world and hopefully relating to it. And I think especially right now, as we're in the grip of a worldwide pandemic, as we're watching massive global protests against inequality and racism, we really need that curiosity and open-mindedness as we try to make sense of this world and try to learn better ways to live together. This is one of the new pieces that we have installed just recently. This is Mary Sue French's Felt Like a Birdhouse, and I'll let her share a little bit about this.
Hi, I'm Mary Sue French, and I've been a fiber artist for many, many, many years, but I've been felting for about 10 years now, and it's just my thing. I just find a lot of peace and joy, and every piece is different, and that's okay. The inspiration for the birdhouses is that with being home, I was watching all of these birds, and I mean hummingbirds and chickadees and robins and stellar jays and even a big heron and lots of crows. And it just seemed fitting. It just seemed like the thing to do is maybe one of them will put a nest in there. I own Cabled Fiber and Yarn with my business partner, and we have lots of fiber, and we have classes, and we teach all sorts of fiber things, spinning and weaving and knitting and crochet. So if you want to learn all about it, come down and see us.
Awesome. Is there someplace people can find you on the web?
Yes, cabledfiber.com.
Excellent. Thanks.
This is artist Al Adams' 2004 sculpture titled Salmon, Eruption. And I love the image of this carved cedar salmon just inexplicably leaping up out of the buttercups. It's a good reminder of the remarkable life cycle of the salmon and its importance to healthy oceans and rivers and ultimately healthy forests as well. And to continue with the ecological theme, this is Polly Purvis's Flora and Fauna, dated to 2006, which is a series of photograms that she has mounted on this cedar stump. I love how age has given this piece a kind of timeless patina. So it seems to be slowly becoming more and more a part of the same environment that originally inspired it. This next piece is quite literally the newest piece in the park because it was fabricated in place right here just this past week. It's made from cement mixed with local clay, so there's a tie-in to the land. And we'll take a look here for a second, and then I'll let the artist tell you a little more about it.
Hi, I'm Scott McClellan, and I'm a ceramic artist that teaches at the Peninsula College here in Port Angeles. And this is a piece I made for the sculpture park. It's loosely referencing grinding stones that are used prehistorically to grind corn or meal or some sort of food, and they eventually wear out this kind of dish shaped, and so it's this kind of elegant curve with a really guttural, heavy, girthy feeling to it. And I've been making these for a while now, but in light of recent events that have happened, I'm kind of thinking about the death of so many people who were killed unjustly, and how in this time we are kind of coming together to become more educated, more aware, and to make more change, hopefully for the better. And that's kind of the contrast that I think about with this kind of elegant curve and the lift that's coming up on the edges, in contrast to something really kind of gnarly and abrasive and sharp. So trying to help everybody kind of find the light in these dark times.
Moving on, we discovered Clea Rome's 2019 sculpture, Abacus, which takes its inspiration and form from the ancient mathematical tool. But this abacus is perhaps more poetic than calculating, a reminder that not everything in life can be quantified. This is another of our new sculptures this year, a bronze Viking vessel by artist Steve Jensen, who requested that we install it so that it could visually sail on the water in the distance. Here's what Steve has to say about this piece.
Hi, I'm Steve Jensen. This sculpture is called Viking. It was carved in wood and then a one-of-a-kind cast in bronze. My parents are from Norway. My father was a fisherman. My grandfather was a fisherman. My other grandfather was a boat builder. So the boats for me are meant to be the symbolic voyage or journey to the other side, or the journey into the unknown. Beautiful.
In this year that has been for all of us in some ways a journey to the unknown, I'm finding this piece especially poignant with its sturdy timbers and its graceful curls, and it's sailing on a sea of the imagination. We're coming up right now upon a piece that really scared me the first time that I saw it. I kept mistaking these blue forms in the woods for people and turning around really fast and getting creeped out. But over time, I've learned to expect them to be here. It turns out they don't move around. And I've come to see them as kind of friendly. So this is artist Michael Dennis's Blue Woods is the title of the piece. And it's the wreckage of old vehicles wrapped around these beaten and burnt cedar posts. So there's a sense of things that are discarded, things that are damaged. And I think there's something really poetic in letting those become these kind of guardian figures in the woods. And so now I have learned to look forward to this piece when I see it. A little further up the trail, here's a piece that you could almost miss if you weren't paying attention. Here are the remains of Sara Tucker's 2008 mosaic installation titled Hand to Hoof, a reminder of our connection to the land and to the animals that share it with us. There aren't too many of these pieces left, but keep your eyes out when you're in the park, because there are a few of them there for someone who's paying attention to find. I'd like to close today with a personal favorite and a sculpture that I think tends to be underappreciated in the park's collection. This is Gregory Glen's 2012 installation, Great Eastern Sun. It's an assemblage made from wood veneer. And I think it's underappreciated because it sits at the very far corner of the park, and you have to get across some pretty rugged terrain to get to it. But if you put forth the effort, this is the view that you're greeted with. Happy solstice, and may there be brighter days ahead. Thank you.